Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. If you really like my videos, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. In the last video, we have discussed about subnet mask and what is the use of subnet mask, all the concepts we have discussed. If you have not watched that video, I request you to go and watch the video. In this video, I want to discuss about how to do the subnetting with variable length. Meaning is that if you see that we have taken a class C network till now and we have divided into 2 subnets or 4 subnets, and each subnet is having the equal number of IP addresses. If you take one of our previous example, we have divided the class C network into 4 subnets. Each subnet consists of 64 IP addresses each. Am I right or wrong? Is it clear? So we have divided the subnets which consists of equal number of IP addresses. Then we have done the subnet mask also. But now in this video, I want to discuss about how to divide the subnets which consists of unequal number of IP addresses. Means it does not consist of equal number of IP addresses. Let me give a small example. Suppose if I take a class C network which is a 193.1.2.0. Let's take the same example. Okay. Now I want to divide into 3 subnets such a way that which will consist of 128 IP addresses and another one will consist of 64 and 64. Is it clear? Are you able to understand how I have done? Because it is a class C network. If you have a class C network, 24 bits are allocated for the network ID and 8 bits are allocated for the host ID. So if 8 bits are allocated, you can have 256 IP addresses. Out of that, 2 are not a valid IP addresses to assign to the host. That is secondary thing. But we have a 256 IP addresses. These 256 IP addresses, I want to segregate into 3 subnets such a way that one will consist of 128 IP address, another one will consist of 64 and another one will consist of 64. So if you see that they are unequal sizes, because this one is 128 and this is 64 and this is obviously these two are equal, that is secondary part. Even you can make it these two also different also. Okay, are you able to understand it or not? Okay, now let me tell you one simple thing. How to do this one? How can we do this one? First I need to divide into how many parts? Can you tell me? You can say that, sir, first we will divide 128 and 128. Am I right? We know already how to do it. Then this 128 I will make into 64 and 64. So whatever you want, you will get it. So what you have done? You have to divide the, let's take that 1 kg cake is there. Okay, 1 kg birthday cake is there. If they say that divide like that, such a way that one half will consist of half kg and another 2 will consist of 250 grams and 250 grams. Then what you will do? First you will cut the cake into 2 equal parts, such a way that half kg and another one is half kg will be there. And this half kg cake, what you will do? Again you will make it into 250 grams and 250 grams. Am I right? This is very simple. So we will discuss the same one, how to do it with the variable length subnetting. Okay. So first what should we do? We have to divide this network into 2 subnets such a way that each one will consist of 128 IP addresses and 128 IP addresses. Now if I want to make it into 2 subnets, how many bits I need? Can anyone tell me? 1 bit is sufficient, such a way that here I will keep 0, here I will keep 1, so that I could able to identify these 2 subnets uniquely. Am I right or wrong? So you can ask me, sir, from where I have to borrow? Those who have watched already my videos, earlier videos, then you can easily say that, sir, this bit you need to borrow from the host ID, because in host ID you have 8 bits. Out of these 8 bits, you have to borrow 1 bit. Now even I said that this 1 bit you can borrow from any of these 8 bits, because in host ID you have 8 bits. This 1 bit you can borrow from here, or borrow from here, or borrow from here. But what is the best case I have told? If you borrow from the MSB, then you will get the IP addresses in a sequence. Is it clear? So if I borrow from the 1 bit, the last octet, first bit if I borrow, okay, 3, 7, 8, and assign 1 to this one, and assign 0 to this one, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so for this subnet S1, if I assign 0, and for this subnet S2, if I assign 1, then I could able to uniquely identify them. Am I right? So if the first bit is 1 and first bit is 0 here, then can you tell me what is the range? What are the range of IP address will fall? How can we compute? We have to keep zeros in the 7 bits, and we can keep 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, so on. We can keep up to all ones, and the MSB bit will be 1 in each case. Am I right or wrong? So if you convert into decimal number, this one will be 128, this will be 129, this will be 255. So the IP addresses from 128 to 255 will fall here. Am I right? And even you know what is the subnet ID of S2. What is the subnet ID of S2? Subnet ID of S2 will be 193.1.2.128. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? How I'll get the subnet ID? If I keep zeros in the host ID part, then I will get the subnet ID. So already if you keep 7 zeros, then meaning is that in host ID part you kept the 0. So that's why we got the first IP address as the subnet ID. Similarly, can you tell me what is the IP addresses will fall in the subnet S1? If you keep zeros, then you will get 0. And if you keep so on, if you keep all ones here, meaning is that 0, 0, 1, then all ones combination, what is the number you will get here? This is what you can guess. This is 2 power 7 minus 1, which is equal to 127. If you want to convert it, you can convert it, you will get the 127. So 0 to 127 IP addresses will fall in the subnet S1. Now can you tell me what is the subnet ID of S1, which is 193.1.2. Here you will have a 0. Is it clear? So these are the subnet IDs. Even you can tell me what is the direct broadcast address, which will be 127 will be used for the direct broadcast. Means 193.1.2.127 will act as a direct broadcast address of S1, and 255 will act as a direct broadcast address of S2. All these things you know it. Am I right or wrong? Now we have achieved our first part. Okay, let me keep the 1 here so that you will understand. 1 and 7 zeros are there. Our first bit is 1, and here the first bit is 0 is occupied. Okay, now what I have to do? I have to divide this subnet S2 into 2 other subnets. Are you able to understand? We have divided into 128 and 128. Am I right? Now this 128 I have to divide into 2 parts again, 64 and 64. So how to do it we will discuss now. Okay. Now can you tell me, sir, again this subnet I have to make it into 2 subnets. Then again how many bits I need to borrow? Again 1 bit, such a way that I will keep 0 here and I will keep 1 here. Already this is 1 is fixed here. So that's why second bit I am making it as 0 and 1. And where I have borrowed from the host ID, and that too most significant bits. So 1, 1 will be the representing for the this subnet. So what I am doing, 128 are there. then I am making it as S21, S22 to make you understand that the subnet S2 I have further subdivided. Okay, so that's why it is having 10 and 11. Can you tell me what are the IP addresses will fall in the subnet S21 and what are the IP addresses will fall in the subnet S22? How can I classify? We have to keep the values in the host ID bits. How many bits are there in the host ID? Out of 8 bits, 2 bits already are occupied. Remaining 6 bits will be there for the host ID. So if I keep all zeros, I will get 128 and 10 is fixed. If I keep 0000001, I will get 129. Will you accept it or not? So 10 is fixed. All ones if I keep, this will be what? 128 plus, this is 2 power 6 minus 1, which is equal to 64 minus 1, which is equal to 63. So you add 128 plus 63, which will be 191. See, I am simply converting a binary number to decimal number with small steps. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Okay. So what are the IP addresses will fall in the subnet S21 is 128 to 191. And can you tell me what are the IP addresses will fall in the subnet S22? Already the first 2 bits are fixed as 11 and the remaining 6 bits host ID I will keep from 000002 so on. I will keep 1111 and fixing these 2 bits as 11. So what is this 1160, which will be 192. If you want to verify, you can verify. 128 plus 64, you will get 192. So the IP addresses from 192 to all ones, 8 ones means 255. So 192 to 255 IP addresses will fall in the subnet ID S22. Now can you tell me, I hope you have understood how I have divided into 3 parts. Okay. Now can you tell me, just to make you understand, here this is 0 and this is 10, this is 11. Maybe it will be useful for us in future. Okay, that's why I'm keeping it. Now you can ask me one doubt. Sir, why should I do like this part only? Why should I divide it into 2 parts? Why can't I do like this? This is 128, 64 and 64. This is also satisfying your constraint. Am I right or wrong? Even you can do like this also. So in that case, what you will do? First you will make this one. Let me write here. In that case, what you will do? First you will have 128 and 128. Here you have given the, because you need to 1 bit only. So 1 bit you will keep 0 here, 1 bit you will keep 1 here. And you will compute the subnet IDs which will fall in this one. Now this 128, again you have to divide into 2 subnets. So what you will keep? You will keep 0, 0 here and 0, 1. So both are correct only. Are you able to understand? Either you can divide like this or you can divide like this also. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Because in competitive exams they will say that we have a 256 IP address. One part should consist of 128. Another 2 parts should consist of 64 and 64. They will not tell you that you should divide like this. They will give it in a English terminology. So either you can divide like this or you can divide like this. So even this is correct or even this one is correct. Is it clear? Any one of the solution is correct. Are you able to meaning is that both the solutions are correct. Sorry, both the solutions are correct. But however, in options only any one will be there. That is what I want to say. Because in GATE, but this year you will have 2 options can be selected. But usually they will give option A, option B, option C, option D. If option A is this one, option B is not there anything, meaning is that some other solution, then this answer is correct. If they give A and B, then both are correct. That is what I want to say. Meaning is that this is also correct and this is also correct. Now I want to compute the subnet IDs of all these subnets. Can you tell me what is the subnet ID of S1? 193.1.2.0. Am I right? What is the subnet ID of S2? 193.1.2.128. How I am getting? If you keep the host ID bits all zeros, then you will get the subnet ID. So, because remaining 6 bits are the host ID, because already 24 bits you have allocated for the network ID and 2 bits are allocated for the subnet. Remaining 6 bits host IDs, if you keep all zeros, then you will get 128. Similarly, subnet ID of S3 is 193.1.2.192. Can you tell me what is the direct broadcast address of S1? What is meant by direct broadcast address? If anyone from other network want to send a packet to all the hosts in this network or in this subnet S1, then we will use the direct broadcast address. Okay, so how to get the direct broadcast address of S1? Can you tell me? 193.1.2.127. How I got? If you keep all ones in the host ID part, then you will get the direct broadcast address. I have made a separate video on unicasting, direct broadcast address, limited broadcast address. I hope you have watched. If you have not watched, please go and watch that video for a better understanding. So, if you keep all zeros in the network, in the host ID part, you will get the subnet ID or network ID. If you keep all ones in the host ID part, you will get the direct broadcast address. If you keep all ones in the 32 bits, then you will get the limited broadcast address. Okay. So this is S1. S2 will be what? 193.1.2.191 and S3 will be 255 will act as. So the last IP address will act as a direct broadcast address and the first IP address will act as a subnet ID or network ID. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? So I hope you have understood how I have done the subnetting, which are variable sizes. Is it clear? If you want to practice, let me give a small example. You can solve this question and you can tell the answer in the comment section. So what you have to do is that this 256 IP address, take a class C, 128, 64, then you divide 32 and 32. Okay, remember one thing, the number of IP address should be always divisible by 2 power n's. Is it clear? Meaning is that all the sizes should be of 2 power n. This should be 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2 like that. It should not be like I will take 100 here like this. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? You can take 100 but you will have the, what your meaning is that the number of IP addresses should assign is in terms of 2 powers. Are you able to understand? I hope you have understood and you please practice like this. 128, 64 and 32 and 32 and you tell me what is the subnet ID for each subnet S1, S2, S3 and S4 and you also please tell me the what is the direct broadcast address of all the subnets and you solve it and write your answer in the comment section. If you could not able to solve it, I will tell you how to solve it this one also. Is it clear? So if anyone have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. If you really like my teaching and my efforts, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.